Since 2000, a football team from Fairfax County Public Schools has played for the state championship 13 times. The most recent game took place this December in Charlottesville when the 6A North Region champion Westfield Bulldogs would play the Tigers from Oscar Smith High School. Westfield faced a fast-paced passing attack in Oscar Smith, but today, defense would play a key role in the outcome, starting with Westfield's Kevin Petrillo picking off a Sean Mitchell pass on the game's first drive. All game, Oscar Smith would struggle to contain Westfield running back Tim Beard, who frequently ran up the middle. Behind a huge offensive line for Westfield, Beard powers his way in for the first score of the game. The following possession, Oscar Smith put together a string of completions until a second turnover set up Westfield quarterback Raymond Johnson, who runs the option for his first touchdown, quickly putting the Bulldogs up 14-0. Coming off a solid season, kicker Brian Delaney would struggle in Charlottesville. He missed this field goal early in the second quarter. Westfield's defense continued to play strong, but a penalty on fourth down keeps Oscar Smith's offense on the field. Later this drive, running back Courtney Johnson brings the Tigers back in the game with his first rushing touchdown, making the score 14-7. These Oscar Smith players aren't strangers to championship games. The Tigers have won 2 state titles in 4 appearances since 2008. They're not about to give up. They move the ball quickly through the air, setting up quarterback Sean Mitchell for a big gain on the quarterback keeper. Oscar Smith's offense finds a rhythm and Courtney Johnson drives for a second rushing touchdown, tying the score at 14. With time winding down in the first half, a fake punt by Westfield keeps the drive alive and sets up this touchdown pass from quarterback Raymond Johnson to Tyler Scanlon. Westfield takes a 21-14 lead into halftime. Turnovers would continue to plague both teams in the second half. After a Westfield fumble, Oscar Smith is driving until Cole Hewling intercepts the ball near the goal line. The turnovers continue. Westfield would lose another fumble, but on the Tigers' next possession, Sean Mitchell is intercepted, again by Kevin Petrillo. It's his second pick of the day. Running back Tim Beard and a dominating Westfield ground game would control the ball deep into the third quarter. Tim Beard would end the game with 234 rushing yards. Quarterback Raymond Johnson would add an additional 110 rushing yards by game's end, including this scramble for a score. Westfield again leads by 2 touchdowns. Oscar Smith doesn't give up. Getting their passing game going, they climb back into the contest. Quarterback Sean Mitchell would end the game with 369 passing yards. The Tigers score quickly on a pass not from the quarterback, but from running back Shelton Hood. They cut the lead to 7. The fourth quarter starts with Westfield driving deep into Oscar Smith territory until a fumble and an 89-yard touchdown return by Khalif Perry evens the score at 28. Westfield's run game would control the rest of regulation, getting the Bulldogs within scoring position. With time running out, the sure-footed Brian Delaney could seal a win for Westfield. His kick has the distance, but sails right of the uprights, sending the championship game into overtime. In overtime, Westfield has the first possession, and the game plan would consist of more Tim Beard up the middle. The Oscar Smith defense can't stop him, and Westfield scores. The Tigers would reply. On first down, they complete a short pass that gets the ball to the 2. Then a sweep left scores to tie the game, and overtime continues. The second overtime starts with an Oscar Smith possession. Courtney Johnson scores from just outside the goal line. The pressure is now on the Bulldogs. It takes 2 tries before quarterback Raymond Johnson carries the ball over the goal line. A successful point after ties the score at 42. Westfield starts the 3rd overtime with more Tim Beard up the middle. He scores. Oscar Smith takes possession. They must score or the game is over. On 1st down, Sean Mitchell drops back to pass, and it's nearly picked off at the goal line. On 2nd down, a screen pass to Courtney Johnson takes the Tigers to a familiar spot, the 2-yard line. On 3rd down, the Bulldog defense meets Courtney Johnson in the backfield for no gain. A timeout is called, and the entire stadium holds their breath. The snap, and Sean Mitchell rolls out. Kevin Petrillo once again pressures the quarterback. The pass falls incomplete, and the game is over. The Westfield Bulldogs are the 2015 6A state champions.
In our pregame, we talked about this night being about moments, and those moments that you'll never forget. You know, some are good, some are bad, but at the end of the day, you know, if you are successful and you work hard and you make sure you get the job done and finish the job, it's all well worth it, and it's just going to be something that they'll never forget.
This is the 3rd appearance and the 3rd state title for Westfield since the school opened in 2000.
This entire year, the past 2 years, 3 years, has been a building up to this point. You know, we talk a lot about doing things together and doing it as one unit, and you know, like we said, 42 points may not really show it, but our defense came through and our offense picked us up throughout the playoffs in this game when we needed it. And you talk about a full team effort and from all 3 phases of the game, and it's unbelievable to see and be a part of.
This win adds to an already extraordinary season for the Bulldogs. Few will forget the final regular season game when Coach Simmons called on AJ, the team's manager and a student with special needs, to take the field for the first and only play of his football career. Now, AJ can forever say he's part of a state championship winning team.
Dude, this is my family right here. I love each and every one of them.
Let's go.
And I'm going to Disney World.
We're going to Disney World!
It was a rocky start to the season for the Bulldogs. Throughout the season, the players responded with patience and continued hard work.
Well, the way they came together, you know, as we went through some of that adversity, and I don't think we were a very good team earlier in the season, but going through some of that and them realizing that, hey, if we want to do something special, we got to figure out a way to play for one another and work better together. And that's what I love about coaching football and coaching young people is that what better place for them to go through some of these things than as young people where the consequences aren't quite as severe, and to learn these lessons. And I mean, this will be with them forever. I mean, nobody can take this away. They'll have these bonds and these relationships and these memories, and it's going to make them better people because of it.
As the season progressed, the Bulldogs faced even greater challenges off the field. In November, a Westfield graduate, who last year was the team's place kicker, collapsed and died of a heart condition. The team and school community pulled together. The support isn't entirely new. It was required 1 year ago when head coach Kyle Simmons was diagnosed with cancer. After treatment, and with the Westfield community behind him, Coach Simmons returned to football and to his team. Today, Coach Simmons celebrates more than a state championship. He celebrates his life and the success of his players, both on and off the field.